It is Victory Monday, September 19th. This is Jaguars Happy Hour. Jaguars Happy Hour is presented by Jet Home Loans. And now, a guy who, along with Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli, locked the Jaguars' victory again. Oh, wait, no he didn't.
Oh, wow.
J.P. Shadrick.
Welcome in. It is Jaguars Happy Hour. It is Victory Monday, and we have a busy program as always. Pro Football Hall of Famer Tony Boselli has arrived. Pete Prisco is also here. The Jaguars shut out the Colts 24-0, the seventh shutout win in franchise history, 3 of those against Indy now. We'll get some Fanatics fan questions. There were plenty of those on Twitter today. And we'll go around the National Football League. Let's start off with Doug Peterson today. A full team victory, but the defense certainly brought the heat with a shutout.
Again, it does come down to the players, being in the right positions, and that's a credit to Mike and the staff on defense for, again, coaching them up last week and what they asked the players to do. And they felt comfortable and just, it's like on offense. I mean, when you're having success, every seems like everything works, right? And overall, I thought Mike did a nice job putting that plan together.
We welcome in Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are we feeling today, Pete?
Well, I mean, we had a double lock for the first time
double
ever.
lock,
Came
Pete.
through.
Yeah.
I mean, the double lock is undefeated. I'm surprised we didn't get any credit in the press conference that we started all the momentum of the week with the double lock.
That was my best bet of the week on our shows here, and I love the game all week. And Tony, remember I told you how bad that Colts offensive line was? They're bad.
Well, and I think I'd like an apology because I said last week that when we did the power rankings that the Jags were number 1 in the power rankings.
That's true. You got heckled for it.
And I got heckled, and they are the best team in this division right now.
Right now,
don't look at me. I wasn't the one doing the heckling. Why are you staring at me?
Well,
Tony?
because Pete, I can't see Pete on the screen right now, so I can't. I can't yell at him directly.
Just like
Look,
looking at me.
I heckled you, but you were right. You're right. Right now, they're the best team in the division. There's no doubt right now.
And I haven't
Now,
seen.
We might think differently when they go to the Chargers this week, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, no, but set that aside because we'll talk plenty about the Chargers, and I got some thoughts on that that I'm sure Pete will lose his mind over.
Oh, really?
Pete, I have seen the Texans on tape. I've seen the Colts on tape and live. I have not seen the Titans on tape yet. I'll watch them live tonight, Monday Night Football. But of the Colts and the Texans, the Jaguars are a better team. And the Jags we've beat the Colts, here since 2014. But several times after the game, even if we won, I did not think we were the better team. I think we just
kind of fluked into it.
We found
Something
a way to
weird
win.
happens.
You just kind of, whatever.
Yeah.
I felt like after yesterday's game and at every point during the game that the Jaguars were the better team. They have more talent. Like they're the better franchise right now when it comes to playing football on the field. And I'm talking 2022. I forget about 2021 in the past. But they're the better team, and watching tape of the Texans, I feel the same way.
And, the Titans, who knows what they are right now? We don't know. We'll know a little bit more about them tonight, like you said. But, look, if they play the way they played Sunday, they're the best team. In fairness to the Colts banged up. I mean, they didn't have anybody outside the passing game.
Okay, Pete, if Pittman and the rookie are there, the game's not different.
And Leonard wasn't there. I mean, that matters, doesn't it?
Sure.
But, yeah, right. The Jaguars still win the game. They just don't shut them out or win by 24. They win by 10.
I'm just saying, I'm not even talking about the score. I'm talking about watching the tape, watching them live, looking at the rosters, looking to build. The Jags are the better team right now.
So, are you saying they're going to the postseason?
I'm not ready to lock that yet.
We're pretty mature for a lock. Okay,
lock it up.
But I did say I said this team before the season would win 7 to 9 games. I might be going north of that.
Oh, you're moving it now.
Maybe. I'm going to stay there right now. I don't want to get,
Is
I
that
don't wanna
because the
get
division is
too-
worse than you think thought it was going to be?
What'd you say?
Is that because you think the division is worse than you thought it was going to be?
Yes. That's a big part of it, Pete. I thought the Colts were better than they are. Their lack of speed outside is like remarkable, and the right side of that offensive line is not very good. Like, and Matt Ryan cannot move to save his life.
No. There was one of those sacks he just fell down because he knew it wasn't going to, so he wouldn't get hit.
No. Pinter, the right guard, is bad. Braden Smith, the right tackle, I told you last week, he's playing really bad. And the left tackle wasn't very good either. They rotated the rookie in there at one point.
Well, and let me tell you what, Roy
And
Robertson.
Quentin Nelson wasn't great either.
Roy Robertson Harris got after Quentin Nelson.
I watched the tape
got
today.
After him.
Oh my God, there was one play, he turtled him.
Pete.
Really?
I mean, he physically got after Quentin Nelson.
Wow.
Yeah, he turtled him. It was amazing. And that doesn't happen to Quentin Nelson. It did in that game. Roy Robertson Harris, it seemed every time he lined up on him, he blasted him. He didn't like it. You could tell, Tony, he didn't like it one bit.
No.
Well, that's what happens when you come into
And
TIAA
Ryan Kelly
Bank
got
Field.
beat sorry, JP, but Ryan Kelly got beat a bunch of different times by Fotokasi, too.
But I mean, Robertson Harris.
Robertson Harris.
Yes. What's that? What did I say?
I thought you said Robinson.
No, Robertson.
Okay.
Robertson Harris.
Yeah, making sure.
And Fotokasi. And our big 5-2 in the middle, Hamilton. I mean, they dominated the interior three.
Yeah, the only long run was because Devin Lloyd took a bad run fit.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen. That's a good back now. I mean, that's a good back.
Right. If that's the only thing that happens that day.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, that's
Pretty
a good. I was holding my breath that first half. I'm like, please do not let this guy get going.
The Colts had 54 rushing yards.
Yeah.
As a team.
If you let him get going, though, it can be ugly. But
No doubt.
I guess the bigger takeaway to me, Pete, and I actually felt this way. I mean, I got criticized last week because I was being too positive after the loss to the Commanders. Because, I mean, looking at the big picture, I mean, like, there was a lot of good stuff. There was a lot of bad stuff, too. And there's still – and we'll talk about it because I want to talk about it. Let's have an honest look at that game because there's still stuff that needs to be cleaned up on both sides of the ball, especially offensively. They could not run the ball yesterday.
Right.
At all. They stuck with it. They had a good game plan, but the Colts did a good job. I mean, they shut down the run. They shut down James Robinson outside that one 37-yarder. I think he had 50 or 60 yards beside the 37-yarder, under 3 yards a carry.
I have a few after watching the tape. I have my reasons on why the run game didn't work.
Well, I got some thoughts. I'm sure they might be similar.
Wow.
But this team is further along than I thought they would be at this point.
It should be 2-0.
They really should be.
Should be, yes.
I mean, they played poorly against the Commanders, and they played poorly in the sense of things that average NFL players do, they didn't do.
No, they should be 2-0. I don't think there's any doubt. If they played like they did against the Colts, they'd easily be 2-0.
Oh, easy. I mean, and so I for the first time in a long time, I'm excited to go play the Chargers.
Whoa! Watch what you're asking for.
No, I'm not saying they're going to win, Pete. I will not. I don't.
I mean, the history of the West Coast isn't very good for that franchise.
It's terrible. I'm not saying that. I think what Doug is doing in his approach and his message to this team is the past does not matter. We're looking forward.
We're future focused.
It's the next day. It's the next practice. It's the next game. It doesn't matter how bad this franchise has been the last decade. It doesn't matter what happened last year. It doesn't matter about, having back-to-back number 1 overall picks and being, as bad as you can be on the football field. And I think these guys believe it. I think these guys are like, hey, nothing matters that happened. And I'm looking forward to hearing about the approach that Doug takes this week, knowing this franchise, and my guess is he's just going to say it's not an issue. Who cares what happened? And when are they going out? They're going out Saturday, Pete, which I love.
Normal
I
trip.
love Saturday. It's just like, hey, this is a business trip. We're showing up Saturday.
Right.
We're playing football
Right.
Sunday. We're going home.
I always thought that I would have gone out on Saturday the day before. Why
I
go out
love
on
it.
Friday? You make it more of a problem. You make more logistical issues for yourself.
I agree with you 100%. And I think Sunday at SoFi against the Chargers is going to be a hell of a football game.
You keep
Where are we
building.
going with this?
You keep building.
I'm just telling you, I think it's going to be a
I think
hell.
we're going to have them lock it by the end of the
You're
end of the
setting
show.
a foundation.
I will
And
not
I can
lock
promise
it.
you it's not going to be a double lock.
I think it's going to be a hell of a game. And I think post the game on Sunday, people outside of the very close group that believes in this team are going to be talking about this is a different Jaguars football team.
A big reason for that would be the play of the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, of course. If he continues to play well, that would make that come true. He did yesterday, 25 of 30. He had 2 drops in the game. He was efficient, took what the Colts gave him. They weren't going to throw it deep down the field a lot. That's not what they give up. They took what was there and completed a bunch of footballs for not a lot of yardage, but chunked down the field. I mean, they had a 15-play drive on their first possession, 9 minutes. They had another one that was long in the second half for another touchdown, and they just kind of chipped away as the day went along.
Yeah, I mean, I really saw him make one mistake. The ball should have been intercepted. He tried to take a shot down the right side. He underthrew it a little bit and allowed the safety to make a play. If you're going to throw that ball, you have to throw it out in front and let the guy, our guy, go get it and make a great catch if he's going to get it because of the coverage. That was really the only ball that I said, it was a bad decision. Outside of that, I thought he was outstanding. The ball that was dropped by Agnew in the end zone was a hell of a throw.
Yes.
It's an amazing throw because he kind of flicked it by jumping forward.
Well, you just see how strong his arm is, Pete, with that.
Oh, my God.
Because he has no base. He's stepping up. He sees it. He sees it as he's stepping up and just the flick of the wrist. And it's right on the numbers.
Yeah, that has to be caught.
Oh, that's a touchdown.
Yeah.
And so, and I think what Doug did, and probably is a product of the defense, what they're going to give him, I think the short passing game early, and Bucky Brooks said this on the air, and I thought it was so well said, it's like a shooter in the NBA. If a shooter's struggling, a good shooter's struggling, go get him a couple layups early. And so he sees the ball going in, and then all of a sudden the basket looks huge. And it felt like yesterday, like some just like nice, just rhythm on time. He was making quick decisions, and then he just got more and more confident as the game went on. With that said,
and they didn't get him outside the pocket as much either, which I think was smart. I like him standing in there. He's a big, tall kid, Let him play in there. Once in a while, it's okay to get him out in the boot. And he made the one throw on the scramble to Kirk, which I thought was a great throw.
Big time.
Left, yeah.
But I like him in there. I get it. He can move, and it's great to, once in a while. But I thought in the first game they got him on the move too much. I thought in this game, Tony, they kept him there a lot more, and I think that was better for him.
He did, and I'll tell you, maybe one of the best throws I saw him make all day was the first throw of the game on the third down conversion to Marvin Jones, because Marvin Jones was not open. He threw him open. He threw him to the inside, and Marvin Jones had a great catch. But it was just a pinpoint. The only place that ball could be caught is where he put it.
I mean, you could tell he felt like a quarterback on Sunday. Standing in there, going through his progressions. I'll take this little short pass. I'll take the check down. I won't have to fire a shot down the field with double coverage. Like he did that one time. You said, you made a mention, there was double on that one play, and he threw it anyways. He didn't have anybody else. Usually I look on those tapes to see if there's anybody else open on a play like that. There wasn't. But he shouldn't have thrown it. He got away with it. But still, he was patient, confident, stood in the pocket, stood tall in the pocket, and fired the ball. I thought it was – I mean, to me – yeah, it wasn't the Justin Herbert, even though he doesn't throw the ball down the field either, by the way. But there wasn't, the big shots down the field. It was just a patient quarterback who looks like he felt comfortable and was growing up right before our eyes.
Plenty more ahead on the offense and Trevor Lawrence's day. A little bit later, Christian Kirk had another nice day at the office. couple of touchdowns. We'll get into that. We'll hear from him coming up a little bit later also, and the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. We're on 1010XL, AM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars social media, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can catch us on Twitter as well, at J.P. Shadrick, at Tony Boselli, at Prisco CBS. We are off and running. It is Jaguars Happy Hour on a Monday, presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Tired of hearing fine to every question you ask your child? Conversations with a child or teen in your life may sometimes feel one-sided, but they help build the foundation for lifelong mental wellness. Getting started can be difficult, but you don't have to do it alone. Wolfson Children's On Our Sleeves program provides just what you need to spark conversations that have lasting benefits. For free tools and expert advice delivered to your inbox each month, visit wolfsonchildrens.com/onoursleeves.
Life's better with a financial partner like Ameris Bank. From opening your first savings account to funding your kids' college tuition, we're with you.
From a flash of a business idea to growing that company just as fast,
we're with you.
From buying a home to tackling the renovations to make it truly yours,
we're with you. You have big plans,
financial questions,
and decisions to make.
And for every idea, life goal, and new venture, we're with you all the way. Visit amerisbank.com/withyou to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
Jacksonville Sports Talk for Jacksonville sports fans. 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, definitely. That's something Coach harps on every week. Turnovers, getting the ball out. I mean, really every day at practice. So, when it's on our mind, the opportunities are in the air. We got to take advantage of them.
That's Devin Lloyd, first-round linebacker. Welcome back. Jaguars Happy Hour on Victory Monday. J.P. Shadrick, Tony Boselli, Pete Prisco. And for 9 years, Dreamfinders Homes has been proud to call themselves the official home builder of the Jags. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all the available inventory. And go Jags. Welcome back. All right, defense. Well, a little bit later, get back to the offense. Trevor Lawrence, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram.
You guys know we're only one game out of the number one seed in the AFC?
One game out.
One
game out. What's the magic number?
Carried away. Hey, but wait. We buried the lead already today. Look, the game was great and all. It really was. It was it was fun to watch. They dominated and everything else, and I'm sure the town feels really good. But I'm watching the game on Sunday in our green room.
I knew this was coming.
And all of a sudden, this giant gold thing shows up on my screen. I'm like, what the hell? He wears his gold jacket everywhere. What are you doing? Why did first off, why did you have your gold jacket with you?
Because CBS asked me, your company that you work for asked me if I'd come on during the top of the second quarter and if I'd bring my gold jacket when I came on. So that is the first time I've pulled the gold jacket out of my closet and put it on since Canton. So I don't want to hear it, Pete. The last time I had the gold jacket on, you saw me.
I think he probably walked through the crowd in his gold jacket. He wore it into the stadium.
Joe Fortunato can confirm that I brought it in a discreet bag so no one could see what I was carrying.
You set up a little booth outside.
$100
autographs for
$100
$500 a piece. They used to be 100. Now 500 slash the 100. Inflation 500 now.
You're hilarious.
Wow. God bless you. That was good though, right? I mean, they wanted you on there. So what? So Lagerman was probably happy he got to do the first part of that quarter without you.
More time for Logs.
I love
the lead that we buried is we talked about the offense. We didn't even talk about the amazing performance by the defense.
Hey, shut them out. 7th shutout win in Jags history. 3rd against the Colts. They stopped the run. They pressured Matt Ryan. 11 quarterback hits, 5 sacks, 3 interceptions. Josh Allen had a big day with 3 tackles, 2 sacks, a forced fumble. Rayshon Jenkins, Devin Lloyd, Andre Sisco had the interceptions, and it was a full team beatdown.
Well, 2 things I want to highlight. One, you talk about Rayshon Jenkins. It was probably one of the best games he's played as a Jaguar. He had 4 pass breakups.
I think got beat for a long play, though.
He got double moved, but he was still so good, Pete. Like in the blitz, in the run game, he was physical, had the pick, 4 pass breakups. I mean, I think he only had 4 pass breakups all last year, if I'm not mistaken, if I got my numbers right. I thought he was outstanding. And then Josh Allen, you talk about the sacks. Forget the sacks for a second. Josh Allen had 2 early plays in the run game that were so physical, and I felt like really set the tone. I mean, I agree. They were trying to run a counter, kick him out with the guard. He took the guard and just shoved him into the backfield and made the tackle twice. It's like, yeah, I would like the message sent to the sideline, Frank Wright calling plays, is don't run that again at Josh Allen because it's not going to work. And I just thought he was physical and was really nice.
I thought he was outstanding, Tony. And Walker made a couple plays in a run game like that too, where he crashed down on a guy.
Oh yeah, he's very physical as well. Both of them. I thought the defensive front, like usually, your linebackers are making a bunch of plays. That's what they're on the field to do. The ball couldn't even get to them because the front 3 plus those 2 outside backers were just crushing the offensive line and tight ends of the Colts.
I think they had heard all week about the running game and Taylor and just wanted to make it a point.
They made a point.
Not even have an issue.
I did think that both inside linebackers played better than they did a week ago.
Agreed.
Yeah. They were much – and you could tell Devin Lloyd starting to feel it a little bit. He's starting to feel it. Missing camp hurt him. You could tell. But last week he was off a little bit. Not this week. He was, look, the 11 tackles last week against 6 this week. He was much better this week. Much better.
He was good in the pass game, too. 3 pass breakups.
He can run. Tony, he can run. He can fly to the ball. I like they brought him off the edge when they went that one package where they lined him up as a pass rush on the right side and put the other guys on the inside and rushed them with a bunch of guys. He was creative. And you know what else, Tony? You'll know this because you watch the tape. The Colts had no answer for their twists and stunts up front at all. Zero.
No, it was it's not a fun day in the film room in Indianapolis. Watching that right there, woo!
No.
That's not fun.
No. By the way, Rayshon Jenkins had 3 passes defensed last season as a whole. He had 4 yesterday.
4 yesterday. He was
remarkable.
Good. I mean, he was so good yesterday.
Remarkable.
The big fella they signed in free agency on the nose, though, man, on the defensive tackle, that's a good player. He's a good. He's
Fatukasi?
Yeah. He's good.
He's dominant. He led the one interception. He tipped it. The one that Devin Lloyd got.
In a couple plays, he just took the center and just pushed him back, and that's a pretty good center. I mean, he was good in there. And you're right, Hamilton doesn't flash like those guys do, but he held up at the point all day.
But I'm telling you, Pete, the thing that jumped off is Robertson Smith. Robertson Smith.
No, Harris.
Roy Robertson Harris.
Why did I say Smith? Robertson
I don't
Harris.
know.
Because it has to be one of those per day.
Yeah,
Robertson Harris. Got to get one of them.
Roy, his physical dominance it jumped off on the film, Pete. When I watched it, I just sat there and I was just like, "Holy cow!"
Me too. In fact, I had one. I videotaped it. I was going to send it out on Twitter and say this doesn't happen to Quentin Nelson that often, and it happened to him. I mean, it was just. It seemed like every single play he was in his face, and they played on that side of the line all day. They really did. Not all of them. They were on that side of the line the entire day. The Colts have issues now. Don't get me wrong, but they dominated that offensive line.
Well, the Colts have major issues, and the Colts have to go to Kansas City next week. They're looking at
Kansas City goes there.
Kansas City has to go to Indianapolis.
I don't think it matters.
They're looking at 0-2-1.
They
right
can play
in
in Abu Dhabi if they want.
And should be 0-3 because they shouldn't have tied the Texans.
Or you could argue when they got into overtime, they should have won the game if they can make a field goal.
Well, but they were down 17.
They were down.
I agree.
Yeah,
it's not a good team, and they have issues. And for all the talk about Chris Ballard and the Colts, what if they won? Anything?
Nothing.
No. They have not. And that's not a better team than the one they had last year.
No, it's not.
The quarterback's probably better, although he didn't look like it yesterday.
He looked like he got real old real fast, Pete.
Boy, they beat they hit him a bunch.
Even
on the plays where he wasn't getting sacked, he was getting guys in his face on every play.
I think he aged yesterday about 10 years.
Yeah, it was incredible. So did Quentin Nelson and Ryan Kelly, by the way.
And if that defense, if they played with that physicality, and that's looking at next week because I did the Chiefs-Chargers game. If they're physical like that against that Charger offensive line, it's going to be a really fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the left tackle for the Chargers is an absolute stud.
But Filer's playing bad.
That's my point. Filer,
right. And the right tackle isn't good.
And Zion Johnson's a rookie.
Pipkins is the right tackle. They look like they went to Storm Norton at some point. Either whoever plays there isn't good.
Neither one.
And Filer was terrible. In the first two games, Filer's been awful.
Filer struggled, and Zion Johnson, he struggled a little bit.
In the first week.
Yeah, well, even last week, he played okay, but he was blocking against Chris Jones, so that's never easy.
Pete, he's building to a lock. I can feel it.
No, but my point,
you know what? There are reasons to think Jacksonville could hang around in that game, and that defense being one of them. I worry about the outside. I worry about, can Shaq Griffin hold up? That's one of my concerns.
Well, they don't. If you look at the Chargers, Pete, outside, they're not burners. Mike Williams isn't a burner. Keenan Allen, if he's healthy, he's coming off a hamstring. He's not a burner.
No.
So it's not like they have somebody you're like, oh my goodness, this guy's just going to fly by me.
And the way they play offense keeps teams in. I don't understand what they do with that kid. I just don't. I think the design of their offense is awful. And remember, Lombardi was in Detroit with Stafford, and there was some concern that he held him back from driving the ball down the field. They should be able to. That guy should be taking big hits down the field all the time, and he doesn't. Don't you think they're like a little dink and dunk offense?
Well, yeah. I don't know about dink and dunk. Some of the over routes that he hit in the Raiders game were pretty impressive.
But against the Chiefs, he didn't throw deep down the field enough. I didn't think. I think there were opportunities there.
That's fair, but I'm going back. Pete, you're right. But back to our defense, because the Chargers struggle to run the ball. First 2 weeks they've been terrible. And I don't think they've played up front as physical as ours. Now, the Chiefs are talented with Chris Jones. He might be besides Aaron Donald, the second best defensive tackle in football. But that physicality will travel. Physical football in the NFL travels. And if you can show up and you can put that kind of effort week in and week out, if Robertson Harris can do that, and Fadakasi can continue to play at the level he's playing, and the physicality of those two outside backers, that's a lot to deal with as an offense. because you know you're in for a fist fight. You know you're in for a all-out war. And you do that, you put that on the tape week in and week out, you'll get people's attention.
It's the basic formula. Stop the run and turn your pass rushers loose. I mean, it's as old as anything. The game has changed and evolved, but if you stop the run and you can get guys up the field and rush the passer, whatever way you do it, you're probably going to have success on defense. And that's what they did Sunday.
When we return, we will flip it back to offense and hear from the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, after his great day of work against the Colts. Check out the official Jaguars Podcast Network. It's free on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you download your pods. Leave us a comment, of course, and a 5-star rating. It's Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Hold on. You want me to tell them about Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in just 30 seconds? This is impossible. Hey, I'm Billy from Twisted Tea. How can I explain that first sip of cold, smooth, real brewed tea? So good! And the extra kick you get from just the right amount of alcohol? The twist of lemon, Wait, what? We're almost out of time? Oh, shit. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Kessler Creative, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has been a leader in direct mail for over a decade. Using the latest technology, Kessler can now reach your ideal audience even more effectively. Choose from between a couple of response channels, from direct mail to landing pages designed to engage and initiate responses with potential customers. Kessler Creative, Jacksonville, Florida. Results-driven marketing and a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
The Land Rover Defender story began with the simple thought of creating an exceptionally capable off-road vehicle, becoming the go-anywhere, do-anything all-terrain machine. Today, there's a new Land Rover Defender, the toughest and most advanced Land Rover vehicle ever. From the beginning, Land Rover knew the new Defender was capable of great things. Motor Trend's 2021 SUV of the Year is just the latest example. Test drive the new Land Rover Defender today at Land Rover Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard, or go to LandRoverJacksonville.com. Land Rover, above and beyond.
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It was our plan, just the way the defense they run, the structure, they try to take away shots, they play soft, they'll give you things underneath, they just make you be patient for the whole game. And a lot of teams get impatient, try to start forcing throws downfield, and really we did a good job of sticking to our plan. That was what we planned on doing, and we executed it really well. The guys did a great job after the catch. And Christian was awesome, and some of the other guys too. Evan had some great plays. So really that was a plan, and it's cool being able to just execute the plan that you have all week and to do it to a T. So it was great.
Plan the work the plan. Trevor Lawrence, Jaguars quarterback, after a win in Week 2 over the Colts. And welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on Victory Monday. J.P. Shadrick with Hall of Famer Tony Boselli, and senior writer CBS Sports Pete Prisco. All right, so his number is 25 of 30, 235, 2 touchdown passes. Both of those go to Christian Kirk in the game yesterday. And Kirk had 6 targets. He caught all of them for 78 yards. He's now 4th in the league in receiving yardage, by the way. How about that? Through 2 weeks, Christian Kirk. So a new option for, of course, Trevor Lawrence this year. Evan Ingram made some nice plays in the game, 7 catches for 46 yards. He caught a couple short of the sticks on 3rd down, broke tackles to get across the line to move the chain and keep it going.
Yeah, I thought Evan Ingram's start there was critical. He had some big catches that moved the chains on 3rd down, and that's what you want from your tight end. And I think he's going to get more and more involved in this passing game because I think there's opportunities that, and Doug's as good as anybody doing this, where you can get him down the field because of his speed. I mean, I thought it was very interesting. Yesterday, the Colts matched up with him with Stephon Gilmore. They treated him as a wide receiver because they know he can run. And I think there's some things you can do with him out of the backfield. It'll be interesting to see how they continue to incorporate him because he was an important weapon yesterday when they needed to move the chains.
I mean, here's one that I think is fantastic because in talking to him before the season, I could tell Christian Kirk was agitated by all the talk leading into the season about how he's, oh my God, how dare they pay him that kind of money? And you know how when we talked about it, I always said you pay guys on the way up, not on the way down. And I think Jacksonville got that one right. I thought that all along. I knew people in there, Sean Jefferson, the wide receiver coach in Arizona. I've known him for years, and he raved about Christian Kirk. And you watch the tape, and you can see he was a productive player. And I think after 2 weeks, he's one of those guys that's showing everybody, hey, look, a lot of you people out there were wrong about me in a big way because I can play. And I think he's been really good for that offense.
Let's hear from Christian Kirk after the game yesterday on this topic. Big contract, so far, big results.
For me, and the way I look at it is, it doesn't say much because I got to do this for all 17 weeks, and that's my plan. This is just 2 weeks. That's my demeanor. I'm here to do this for all 17 weeks and help this team win. And so if me, being productive and, helping this team getting W's and putting us in position to make a playoff push, that's all I can ask for. So that's my mentality and that's my attitude for the rest of the year.
They've got a connection early, Tony, he and the quarterback.
Yeah, he's good now. He's really good. He is – what I like about Christian Kirk, I mean, one, you talk to the coaching staff, they rave about him. His work ethic, first one there, extra work, like he's a pro. So check the box there. And you heard it, you could hear it in his comments, the way he talks of his mindset, which I love. And then you go turn on the tape and you watch his ability to understand coverage and to find soft spots. So he's a smart football player. And then the short area quickness is really impressive. And that's why he's so good out of the slot. But also we've seen him be outside, and he can run. He can go get behind people. So I'm with Pete. I mean, listen, when they signed it, I was like, wow. Paying a lot of money for a guy who had not done it yet. I'm hoping we're betting right, and I think we bet right. And that was coming – I didn't watch – Arizona Cardinal games. I saw him play once in his life. And so, you just kind of go by the numbers and kind of the situation that you knew from afar. But I'm surprised Arizona let him get out. I mean, he's a talented receiver and a young guy. And based on that, Pete, even you look at, the way he plays, I'm surprised they drafted such a high pick. What was the second rounder in Moore last year? When you have a young guy like Christian Kirk, that man, you'd be probably better off just paying him and keeping him.
I agree. That was a weird move on their part. Here's what I love about a guy like Christian, and this speaks volumes to me. This is a number that always speaks volumes to me. He's gone from, and it's only the first 2 games, but it's a good barometer so far. He averaged 12.8 last year per catch. He's averaging 16.2 this year. And I don't think we've really seen the best of his ability to get down the field yet in terms of catching a deep ball. I mean, he's just turning little passes into big plays, and I think that's a good thing. That's a good sign. He's tied for second in the league with 20-plus catches. He's got 4 of them. That's pretty. You think about all the Tyreek Hill and all these guys in the league. He's tied for Cooper Kupp. He's tied for second with 4.
Pete, I like what you said.
He's been a big play guy.
I like your philosophy, and you've said it before on the show, and I agree with it, is you want to pay guys on the way up. And I think of the 3 weapons they got, that's what they've done. They paid Christian Kirk the big dollars, so they bet a lot that he could be the guy, which so far, early returns, check that box. They paid Zay Jones, who was the 4th or 5th receiver in Las Vegas, and he is now the 2nd or 3rd. I mean, him and Marvin Jones are kind of interchangeable, and he's
kind of leveled off a little bit, hasn't he, from the preseason, Zay Jones?
I disagree. You watch him, Pete. Watch him run routes.
I like him, but I mean, enough.
What did he have 3 catches yesterday?
Yeah,
3 targets. He had 4 targets, 3 catches.
Yeah, 23 yards.
Yeah, that's got to be more like 6 for 55.
No, I get that, but you watch what they ask him to do, and that crossing route on the 4th down. You see the speed and his ability to turn the corner and go pick it up because he caught that short of the sticks.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm just saying the hype in the preseason was more than what 3 catches in a game would be.
Well, part of that because he was playing almost like the number 1 guy with no Christian Kirk, so he's getting more targets.
Right.
And then early returns on Evan Ingram. You paid him on a prove-it deal. And he's still a young guy, year 5.
How about his blocking?
Pete, he's a willing blocker.
He tries. Hey, I saw Yannick Ngakoue Ole him one time on one of those blocks down. Did you watch that play?
Well, I remember the one. It wasn't a true Ole, but he went to crack him back, and Yannick got out of the way and ran right up underneath it.
Yeah.
And he had a couple decent blocks.
Yeah, I mean, he works at it. He tries. Don't get me wrong. He tries.
And I'm not comparing him to Travis Kelce, but Pete, you turn on the tape and watch Travis Kelce block?
No, he doesn't block that well either.
But I mean, tell me a pass-catching tight end who does block well.
Kelce's a better blocker than Ingram is.
I'm not saying that, but tell me a pass-catching tight end who blocks well, and the only one right now in the league is George Kittle.
Right.
And it used to be Gronk.
He doesn't stay on the field. He doesn't stay on the field.
And Kittle's hurt. I mean,
because Waller doesn't block.
No, I mean, if you're gonna be a pass catching tight end, you don't have to be a dominant blocker. You have to be a willing blocker. Go get a stalemate. Go stick your head in there. And what I've seen from Evan Ingram, he is willing to stick his face mask in there.
Yeah,
he's not afraid.
No, and he made a couple of those plays on Sunday where he got extra yards. I mean you're right, Tony. They can run him on against DBs and he can still win. I think that's something they got to keep an eye on for the future. They might need to keep him around.
Yeah, it's a 1-year deal for him, and it's off to a really good start in that 1-year deal.
It won't be a 1-year deal if he catches 60, 70 balls.
Right.
Well, how many's he got right now?
He's got 11 on 12 targets.
Yeah, you're on base for 65, 70? Yeah. Wow.
Pretty good start so far. Let's come back in a moment. We'll take a look at the AFC South. You might have teased your power rankings.
Oh, come on. We might want to talk about power rankings for the entire AFC because we're in the top 5 right now.
Oh, wow. Pete, listen to him.
Oh, my gosh. He's lost his mind over there.
If you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, then look no further than Ford F-150. Loaded with impressive capability and designed to dominate work, play, and everything in between, this truck makes tough look easy. Your local Ford dealer, proud partner of the Jags. It's Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's Crystal Clean.
Struggling with high energy bills? Now is the time to replace your old windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen. Right now, get $300 off every window. Plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. Visit rbafla.com for details. Offer expires September 30th. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Window and Door Replacement Company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CGC 1527613.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Land Rover Defender story began with the simple thought of creating an exceptionally capable off-road vehicle, becoming the go-anywhere, do-anything all-terrain machine. Today there's a new Land Rover Defender, the toughest and most advanced Land Rover vehicle ever. From the beginning, Land Rover knew the new Defender was capable of great things. Motor Trend's 2021 SUV of the Year is just the latest example. Test drive the new Land Rover Defender today at Land Rover Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard or go to LandRoverJacksonville.com. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony, Jaguars Today. All Jaguars, all NFL, all the time. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Hey, yo. Hey, I want to give a big congrats. First win in Jacksonville.
That is in the locker room after yesterday's win over the Colts. The team, Marvin Jones Jr., handing the game ball to head coach Doug Peterson. Welcome back, Jaguars Happy Hour on Victory Monday. J.P. Shadrick with Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli. PRI Productions, the Southeast full-service event company, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com and learn more. We take a look outside at the Miller Electric Center. We'll be ready for training camp 2023 if you're watching us, or 2023 rather. If you're watching us on Jaguars.com, Jaguars social media, there's a live look. The construction continues. The indoor facility is on its way up. The main building continues to go. They're starting the foundation for the grandstand outside, and they're on track. Things are moving up. It changes every single day, and the facility will be outstanding. Let's take a look.
What's the latest on the stadium, by the way?
The Jaguars stadium?
Yeah, have they come up with plans to redo the stadiums yet? I know they had some plans. Is it
nothing official?
Nothing out there yet. No, they're in the process, I believe, of kind of
evaluation process.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a little early for that.
Build a new one.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you
have
a couple $1 billion to throw in there, Pete?
You going to the ATM?
Or they could do like Miami did, since they copied their facility. They can copy their stadium and just do the exact same thing, like with the roof and all that and everything.
I thought they did a good job down at Hard Rock, though.
Yep.
With the
They did.
With the redesign.
Yep.
Yeah, they did a real good job. It was a lot cheaper than building a new stadium, too.
Right. That's part of the idea, I believe. Let's look around the AFC South. Results in Week 1. The Broncos over the Texans, 16-9. Davis Mills struggled, 177 yards, 19 of 38 passing, a rating in the 60s.
Bad.
And then tonight, the Tennessee Titans and the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. It's one of 2 games on Monday night coming off a Week 1 loss. Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, and the Tennessee Titans head to Western New York to face one of the best teams in the AFC, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Who you got tonight in Orchard Park?
I got the Bills. That's a no-brainer.
The Titans have beaten them the last 2 times, Tony.
I know, but I just don't see it happening this week, Pete.
I don't either. Buffalo plays at Miami next week in what is now a big game, though. But Buffalo had 12 days off before that game, this game, right? 11 days off?
Yeah, since last Thursday. So, yeah, Buffalo's good. I think Buffalo's the best team in the AFC.
All right,
I do, too.
All right, well, let's begin with AFC South power rankings and then AFC power rankings.
All right, we'll do that.
Let's start with the South. Pete, what do you got?
Jacksonville 1.
Wow.
Titans 2. Colts 3. Texans 4.
I mean, you just want to play the tape from last week, what I said? I said Jags 1, Titans 2, Colts 3, Texans 4.
I think you had the Colts 2 last week.
Okay, whatever.
Either way, their performance dropped them this week.
Dropped them, but I mean,
there are the standings if you're watching on Jaguars.com before tonight's game. So, all right, the AFC power rankings. Now, Tony, you gave us a little tease a little while ago that
this should be good.
Could be high up in your AFC power rankings.
Yeah,
right
I'm going to go AFC power rankings. Buffalo 1.
Buffalo 1, okay.
Kansas City 2.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Miami, just because they're 2-0, I'll give it to them.
No. Chargers are better than Miami.
Well, I mean, I'm a coin flip between the Jags and the Chargers.
Oh, stop it.
So, I mean,
it all comes down to Sunday.
The Jags are a division leader. So, I'm going to go Buffalo 1, Kansas City 2, Chargers 3, Jags 4, Dolphins 5.
Wow.
So, if Jacksonville played Cincinnati on a neutral field, you take the Jaguars?
Absolutely. You see that offensive line? You think they're going to block our guys? Joe Burrow would be dead.
How about the Ravens?
Not even close. They can't.
The Ravens' defense is awful right now.
Ravens' defense is awful, and you know what? Our front seven. Good luck running it. You're not going to run against those guys.
And Denver's not playing well.
No, you make Lamar. Beat
the AFC kind of stinks, doesn't it? After we thought all along that was going to be a dominant conference.
Well, we thought the Bengals would be better. They're atrocious.
We thought the Bengals would be better. We thought the Ravens would be better. We thought New England might be better.
Las Vegas was supposed to be good.
Las Vegas. I mean, but Tony's Tony's guilty of what every fan does in America. He's overreaction dude today.
No.
2 weeks in a row, huh?
Okay, tell me what team. I had the Jaguars 4 or 5. You want to put the Dolphins in front of them. But who would you put into the top 5 that I don't have ahead of the Jaguars, Pete?
I mean, based on their record, it's hard to put, but that doesn't mean they're not. They're not.
Okay,
better
based
teams.
on like who you picking? If they're playing the Steelers, who you picking?
Probably pick Jacksonville.
Okay, Cleveland.
Would you pick them over the Raiders at Las Vegas?
I don't know.
Neutral field. We'll go neutral field.
Yeah.
Would you pick them over?
Yeah,
I'd pick
I would.
Vegas.
I would. Right now, yeah, I would.
How about you'd pick them over the Bengals on a neutral field?
Absolutely, because that offensive line, they're gonna. No, Pete, this is why that offensive line is so bad. They're not going to be able to.
I know, but they're still find a way.
Give me a team. They're top 5. Case closed.
So, and you know what? Miami isn't that good either.
You don't think?
No, I mean Miami's defense was awful on Sunday.
Tua threw for 6 touchdowns, like 450 yards. How did he look?
But the guys were wide. I mean, it was you don't see guys this wide open all the time.
Yeah.
The secondary in Baltimore was all banged up. They had rookies playing across the board, and they just blew assignments. It was terrible, and they have no pass rush. Baltimore has problems, big problems.
I'm telling you right now, I'm bullish on the Jags.
It sounds like
when you look at Jacksonville, though, how many teams can say they have a defense that can dominate up front and a quarterback who can make plays like he can make them? There aren't a lot.
The Chargers are good. I mean, because they have that.
Because they can do it. They have passer and a pass rusher.
Yeah, they have both.
If you get behind against the Chargers this week, those two are gonna have a field day. By the way, we haven't even talked about the offensive line.
Well, we can talk about them. I'm gonna start on the positive side.
Gotta hurry though,
because I'll take Jawan Taylor against whoever you throw out there for Chargers.
God, he's playing out of his mind.
Give me Bosa and Khalil Mack on the same play. I'm taking Jawan Taylor.
I like this. We will dig into this.
He's their best tackle team right now. Not the guy who was in the top 10 a week ago.
We will discuss further in the second hour of Jaguars Happy Hour. Is coming up in just a few moments. We'll take a look at the rest of the National Football League as well. The Fanatics fan questions, Tony's favorite, coming up from Twitter earlier today. The Jaguars win. They shut out the Indianapolis Colts in Week 2. We'll recap it again when we come back. Second hour of Jaguars Happy Hour coming up on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
It's Ford Truck Month. Now's the time to get a great deal on the only trucks built Ford tough. Work or play, get after it in a new Ford F-150 or Super Duty truck. Get a Ford Maverick or get after any adventure in a Ford Ranger pickup. Take advantage of our best offers on the full Ford lineup of trucks. But you better get going. These deals won't last. Get to Ford Truck Month. Some models, trims, and features may not be available or may be subject to change. See your local dealer for details.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
Tired of hearing "fine" to every question you ask your child? Conversations with a child or teen in your life may sometimes feel one-sided, but they help build the foundation for lifelong mental wellness. Getting started can be difficult, but you don't have to do it alone. Wolfson Children's On Our Sleeves program provides just what you need to spark conversations that have lasting benefits. For free tools and expert advice delivered to your inbox each month, visit wolfsonchildrens.com/onoursleeves.
To me, it goes back to practice, and the way they practice is the way they play, and they expect to practice well, so they expect to play well and win those games. And credit the players for having that mindset, having that attitude, each week, and just shows confidence in them and kind of where they are, the maturity of the football team. And not every weekend's going to be like that, but yesterday it was, and it's something I think that the guys can kind of feed off of.
That's head coach Doug Peterson, and welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour, hour number 2 on a Victory Monday. J.P. Shadrick with Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli. The Jaguars knocked off the Indianapolis Colts 24-0. The defense pitched a shutout for the 7th time in franchise history, the 3rd against the Colts for the first time since 2018. That was a 6-0 win against the Colts in that season. 3 interceptions, 5 sacks, 11 quarterback hits, 11 passes defense for the Jaguars defense. Well, the Jaguars offense marched down the field on the Colts. An opening drive of 15 plays, 68 yards in just over 9 minutes. Trevor Lawrence had the best rating in his career. He was 25 of 30 for 235 through the air and 2 touchdown passes to Christian Kirk. And Kirk caught all 6 targets. He's now 4th in the league in receiving yards. The Jags are 1-1. They're first place in the AFC South. They're top 5 in the AFC, according to Tony Boselli. And this week it's off to Los Angeles to face the Chargers at SoFi Stadium.
Well, right now they're the number 3 seed if the playoffs started today.
I like that. Yeah, absolutely. Hold on, Pete, you're off.
Pete, you're not on,
You're
Pete.
off, Pete. Can't hear you,
Can't hear you,
Pete.
Pete. Stop talking.
Can't hear you.
No one's hearing.
There you are. Got you now.
You're back.
Hey, they'd host a playoff game as the 3 seed.
Yeah, 3 seed. Yeah. We're in the hunt.
You're amazing.
Can we
You on the graphic? Can we start the graphic?
Yeah, I want graphics started now.
I'll do it.
In playoffs.
Playoff seeding.
Playoff
graphics
picture.
in week 3.
Come on, we haven't had this for a while.
Ask and you shall receive next week. I like that. Oh,
What's
Pete's,
the West?
Pete's
What's we
frozen
got to
again.
figure out? You know, we have to figure out is the West Coast record.
It's not good. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, not ideal. I know they.
Pete, what do you think?
Only a couple wins.
Well, let's talk about the offensive line first.
Yeah,
before we get to the
O-line.
before we get to the Chargers.
Let's get to that. Of course, last week, 10 quarterback hits, some sacks given up against Washington. Just didn't have time back there. Well, yesterday he certainly did. No sacks. I think he was hit only twice in the game. And hey, that's improvement, I think, on both sides, right? The line to give him time, and then Trevor getting it out a little quicker and finding his targets. What do you think, Tony?
Well, yeah, the pass blocking was good. There's no doubt about that. Not so much on the run blocking, only averaged 2.6 a carry. That's not winning football. And that's with a 37-yarder. So that's the downside. But if you look at, giving your quarterback opportunities to operate, they did a great job there. And in the run game, they weren't great at the next level. And I think Luke Fortner's struggling a little bit in the middle. He
with what?
Staying on guys.
Yep.
A number of times his guy on the line of scrimmage is shedding him and making the plays. He's just playing too high, standing up too much, and he's not finishing blocks. So that's something he's going to have to get better at because that will come back that'll hurt us. I thought Barch played much better. I thought Barch did a good job against Buckner.
Pass protection, he was better than he was in the run game, I thought.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I thought Juwan Taylor missed some backers. They were trying to run a bunch of traps, and Juwan didn't do a great job getting to the next level just a couple times. That hurt things. Cam was fine. I still worry about Pete. I mean, he was giving up an edge a little bit too much a couple times.
Yeah, and he wasn't. He was okay.
He was fine. I'm telling you.
You could see if it was a better player against him, he might have had, like, he does that same stuff next week, he's going to have problems with it.
Yeah, so I'm standing by it. I think he is a top 10 tackle. He's not playing
he ain't the best tackle on his team right now.
He's not playing like a top 10 tackle right now. That's my point. I just hold him at a higher standard. And so
all right, I'm going to go now. I'll go through the right tackle is in pass protection is playing out of his mind. It's amazing what a threat of taking your job away.
That the contract, Pete. Contract year, baby. Contract year.
He's playing out of his mind. The right guard is just a good, physical, tough, good football player. The center, I'm with Tony. And Tony, this is what I think it is. Because his contact initially is pretty good. I think in college, and you know this better than me, you can get away with that in college. Because once you block him, you kind of get him out of the play. They're not going to make that play going down the line. I think he's welcome to the NFL moments for him, too.
Yeah, I do, too. And it almost looks like it's lazy, but I know he's not a lazy player. I mean, you watch him practice.
Right.
He's
so
not.
It's
so
in
I
his
don't
head. It's like a college thing.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't finish. I'm like, dude, keep going.
Finish.
Like, the play's not over. Like, you got to, like, that guy gets paid. And he's going to come over the top.
I think there was a wide run, maybe even, or a screen. I forget what it was on the left-hand side.
He's like jogging. I'm like, go, get on your horse.
Yeah. I mean, and Juwan Taylor did it on the other side. He had a chance to get a free shot on a DB and didn't take it. So they're little things. The left guard was better in pass protection. He's still not great in the run game. He was better in pass protection. And Cam was just okay. He should be better than what he is. The talent is too good to be just okay.
And
across the board, they were good, though.
Yeah, but you have to be working in sync. And I think the Tide, it wasn't Manhurt's best blocking game as a run blocker either. And he's a really good run blocker typically. And so for the run game to work, you need all six of you, the five guys, big guys, and the tight end working together in conjunction and staying on blocks. And they're not staying on blocks, and that's why those lanes aren't opening up. And it's not all five guys or the tight end every play. It's a guy, they took turns. And the guy who took the most turns was the center, the rookie, Fortner. And so that needs to get cleaned up because they need to run the ball more. I mean, they're talented enough with the backs they have. They should be averaging over 4 yards a carry every game.
Yeah, and I think that's, like I said, I think that's a byproduct of being new to the NFL and thinking a guy's blocked in college, he's blocked. In the NFL, he's not blocked.
And Pete, did you notice on tape sometimes he like starts looking around like he's blocked?
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you looking for? The runner just blocked the guy.
The play's not over. Right, the play isn't over. Keep going.
What's going on here? And so
you're right. He plays a little high too.
Yeah, too high.
Maybe it's something to do with that number 79. They play high when they play center.
Mr. Wydell, who played higher than any person in the history of the NFL at 6'7", as a center. But now the test is coming this week, especially for the tackles. And they got some big guys, and they actually invested in the offseason, the Chargers did, in the defensive tackle position because they got pushed around.
Austin Johnson's a good player for them.
That's right, former Titan. Because they got pushed around last year in the run game. And the Chiefs ran the ball pretty good against them. So that's a good tape to watch. But the real test is going to be for the two tackles because Khalil Mack and Bosa can get after you. Those are good players. And both tackles will be tested, and I agree with you, Pete. If Cam doesn't clean up some of his footwork and some of the sets, it's going to be a long day. I imagine that Phil Rauscher, the offensive line coach, and Doug Peterson and Press Taylor will have a game plan where you'll see chips. Don't be surprised if you see a couple double wing formations where the tight ends are chipping on the way out. Screen game will be big at those guys. So I think they'll have a good game plan to slow them down. I don't imagine they're going to say, hey, we're just going to line up and ask Juwan Taylor and Cam Robinson to block those guys all day, one-on-one. But it's a great test. It's a great matchup. This is where as a player, if you're Cam and Juwan, like relish the opportunity because this is where you put your stake in the ground in this league. You go dominate and go play well against a Bosa or a Khalil Mack, those type of players. Then all of a sudden people turn on the tape and like, oh, these guys are good because, people expect you to block the everyday NFL defensive end if you're a starting tackle, or especially if you want to be upper echelon. But when you get these big matchups against great players, it's a huge opportunity. Now, it can cause some anxiety during the week as you're watching tape. You know, and you might lose some sleep. Trust me, I've been there. I've lost sleep. But when you get out on the field and you put your hand in the ground and the whistle blows, it's like, okay, I got an opportunity to do something.
Yeah, like there's a big difference between Kwity Paye and Khalil Mack for Jawan Taylor. I mean, he dominated Kwity Paye. He just dominated him.
And Kwity Paye had a good game against the Texans.
Right. He dominated him. So if you're Jawan Taylor, all right, this is your week to cash in, bud. If you go out west and dominate Khalil Mack and Bosa when he goes to that side, you are going to cash in.
Well, and right now, Pete, I don't know how much you've watched of the Chargers. Bosa is primarily playing at left end and Mack at right end.
And Mack's playing on the right end, but they flip-flop sometimes.
Yeah, they do flip-flop. But I'm just saying primarily their spots are that, and they will flip-flop. So if you're Jawan, you're going to see both, and if you're Cam, you're going to see both.
I'm going to ask you, if you're a left tackle or right tackle, but you're a left tackle, which one of those two would you rather block?
For me, Khalil Mack.
Why?
He's a speed to power guy. I don't think his speed would scare me, and so I think I could sit inside on him and react. He's not a great hand use guy, where Bosa is deceptive, and I think Bosa has a little bit more power than Mack. Mack has power, but Bosa is so good with his hands.
His hands are amazing.
He's really good at their hands. They're both great players. I mean, let me tell you what, if I was getting ready and I was playing left tackle for this team and I was facing either of these guys, it would be an extra film week. It would be extra sets. It would be extra everything. And my mind, it would be one of those weeks my wife would not, she's like, what is wrong with you? Because I wouldn't be talking. And I'd be short and I'd be grumpy all week because I'm anxious inside and know what's ahead of me. I mean, that's the type of players they are. I mean, I have so much respect for both Mack and Bosa as pass rushers.
Me too.
But if I had to choose one, I'd probably pick Mack over. But that's no easy day at the park. And so both of them are great players. They're just different. And Mack sets his stuff off with the speed. Then he has this great speed to power inside where he can lift you and pushes you back. He had 2 sacks against the Raiders doing that. It's a really effective move. It's a good move. I just think I would not fear his speed enough where I think I could sit down on that, but who knows? He could have. I mean, he's good enough to beat anybody. Khalil Mack is good enough to beat anybody in this league.
It's a benchmark for the tackles. It's also a little bit of a proven benchmark for the 2 pass rushers on Jacksonville's team. If you want to aspire to be one of those tandems and duos that people talk about on a regular basis, you go out west and you dump Justin Herbert 3 or 4 times, 2 or 3 times. Then all of a sudden, people start talking about you guys as a pairing as pass rushers.
And Pete, I know you feel the same way I do. Rashawn Slater is one of the best is one of the better left tackles in all of football. He's not your traditional left tackle. He's about 6'4". He does not have long arms. He has such great balance, and he's so good in space, and he has the ability to sit on you, and his patience is remarkable, and his sets are textbook. So he plays great angles, and I think if you want to beat Rashawn Slater, you have to have an inside move. You have to threaten him on the inside to get him thinking and afraid that you can take him inside, because you're not going to run over him. He is too low to the ground. He has too good of a center of a base, and he's athletic enough where you're not going to speed him. And so you better threaten him inside. Just watching him. To get him off his spot.
So that would be Allen most of the time over him.
Last week, yeah, it's interesting. Week 1, Trayvon Walker played right end most of the time. Right. Allen played left. This week it was flip-flop.
They flipped them. Yeah. So if it's Allen on Slater, Walker has to beat the right tackle consistently. He has to win that.
You know, the one thing with Walker I still think he hasn't figured out is how strong he is. I'm just waiting for him still just to say, I'm coming downhill and I'm going to run you over. I'm not even trying to do anything else. I'm going to inflict pain on you as the left tackle and make you afraid of my power. And because he's so powerful and he's so long and strong, I just haven't seen him just unleash it. It almost like, and he's playing well. I'm not being critical, but like I thought he could have taken Braden Smith and just picked him up and deposited him, but I never saw him just. Pete, you watched it. I mean, I never saw him just come.
I know exactly what you said. Just go right through him once in a while, and then when you go through him once in a while, then you can start going around.
Well, because they start leaning, like just go right down the inside armpit of that tackle.
And he had a couple rushes that weren't bad.
No, I'm not saying he did anything wrong.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying that like he's so strong, and he's so powerful, and I just don't know if he like sometimes do you understand what you could do with that body God has given you?
By the way, Aiden Hutchinson had 3 sacks on Sunday.
3.
I saw 2 of them. One was
One was an effort sack.
One was effort. The other one he beat him.
One was a stunt on the inside,
and then
the other one was he beat the guy.
Yeah.
And he's a good player. He's going to be a good player. They're both going to be really good players.
Yeah, I mean,
I just think Hutchinson may end up being the better pass rusher.
I think Trayvon Walker will overall be the better player, more disruptive player, just because of his physical characteristics. Right now, I think Aiden Hutchinson's a more refined pass rusher, but that's something you can learn. I mean, Trayvon Walker, remember, he did not play outside all the time in this, come after the quarterback situation.
No.
At Georgia.
Yeah, they moved him around.
He's learning.
Yep.
Give him a year and an off season to go work with some pass rush specialists. Oh my goodness! I mean, because
go to Von Miller's pass rush academy.
Chuck Smith has one too.
Chuck too. They teach those guys. They've done great jobs. Arden Key was one of Chuck Smith's disciples, by the way.
Chuck is a really good pass rusher teacher.
Very good.
Really good pass rush teacher.
He and Josh Allen went to Robert Mathis in the offseason, I think. I believe so.
Robert Mathis is a great player. I have no idea, but I've the only reason I bring up Chuck.
If it was a camp or just them.
And by the way, Chuck Smith has something to do with Von Miller's pass rush academy.
I played against Chuck. Chuck and I have played together against each other a couple of times, and I follow him on Twitter, and I know Chuck, and so watching what he teaches guys, I'm like, it's pretty dang good.
Hey, let's take a timeout. We'll come back and keep it real. We haven't done that yet tonight.
I've been keeping it real the whole time.
You're making up stuff.
So I've been faking it?
Top 5 in the league.
We're on a roll tonight, I think. Jaguars Game Day Radio is brought to you by VyStar Credit Union. Do good, bank better. Keeping it real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Coming up is Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
At VyStar Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger, volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits. VyStar Credit Union, VyStarCU.org. Go Jags!
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything. Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Struggling with high energy bills? Now is the time to replace your old windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen. Right now, get $300 off every window and $825 off all patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. Visit rbafla.com for details. Offer expires September 30th. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CGC 1527613.
When Jaguars news breaks, you'll hear about it first on 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, we had to get that shutout. I think somebody had brought up to me, like, 24-0, don't you start taking out the starters? Like my uncle or somebody asked me that. And I was like, not when you try and get a shutout. Like, once you that close to leaving 0 on the board, you don't want to give that up.
That's Andre Cisco, Jaguars safety, and welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on a Victory Monday. J.P. Shadrick with Pete Prisco and the always positive Tony Boselli. The glass is half full.
Always, baby.
Certainly on a day like today.
Yeah.
Would you like to share our conversation a moment ago?
I don't think that's ready for prime time yet.
Okay, we'll save that one for a couple weeks.
Does he have him in the Super Bowl?
He was going through the schedule.
I was going through the schedule. Because we had we were having a conversation. When do Nance and Romo get assigned to the Jaguars game?
Okay, if they win this week, then what's the schedule look like for the?
Well, then they go to Philly, and so that's a Fox game. Oh no, Philly's CBS too. Sorry, I made a mistake. So that's a CBS game. So.
No, it won't be that game.
No. Then Houston, no.
No.
Indy, no. Giants is a Fox game, no. Denver's an ESPN Plus game. I don't know who's going to be doing that game. The Raiders, but if the Raiders pick it up and the Jags call it.
No. Keep going.
That's week 9.
Week 9, so we'll be.
And then week 10 is at KC.
At KC, if they're
there, you go.
If they're
5 and whatever,
no, week 10 is KC. If they're 6-3 going into KC,
Nance and Romo will be there.
Yeah, we have to get to 6-3.
I figured, what was the game, October 9th? Is that the Texans game?
Yeah, Texans.
I figured Nance and Romo want to be there so you can wear your gold jacket into the booth again.
Well, I'll be wearing the gold.
You're getting your ring.
I'll be wearing the gold jacket that game.
That is the ring game.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Is that the day you're getting your ring?
Yeah, that's it.
You know what? Let's extend this thing out for another year. Why don't we?
Yeah, why not?
Keep it going.
It's the years of Boselli, plural.
But I think we have to be 6-3 going into Kansas City.
Do you hear? Okay, give me the 6 wins.
Oh, I can give you. Okay, Houston.
Okay, we'll give you that one.
Indy.
At Indy?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give you that one,
All
just
right,
for the sake of the
We're
argument.
up to 3. We're up to 3.
Giants at home.
Yeah, he's
4.
4.
Denver is not very good, and we play.
Where's that game at?
London. We own London.
5.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
And then,
good luck.
And then I got to find one more out of the Raiders, Philly, and the Chargers.
Well, since you're locking this week, there's the 6th.
No, I'm not locking in this week. We'll win one.
Okay, so
Raiders,
we'll
right?
We'll be 6-3. Nance, Romo, get ready. We're coming to KC at 6-3, baby.
I like that.
Best case scenario is 5-4, the way I see it. Best case scenario.
It's time now for Keeping It Real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients, award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. We're going to keep it real about the corrections from Week 1 to Week 2. 13 penalties Week 1 for 90 yards. Yesterday, 3 penalties. How much does Doug Peterson's tone, leadership have to do with those corrections?
Well, I mean, you're going to kill the coach when they get too many penalties, so you have to give them credit when they fix it. And I think the big thing was the pre-snap penalties. 0 pre-snap penalties. And that's the mental stuff. You know, you're going to get holding penalties, and those things happen. You're going to get illegal, contact down the field. I mean, that's part of the penalties. And one of the penalties I thought was junk. The one on Christian Kirk, it was offsetting. The unsportsmanlike when he got his head ripped off and his helmet went flying. He got up and flexed and gave the defender a few choice words. I didn't think that should have been penalized. I actually liked it. So yeah, I think, but I want to give what stands out more to me than anything about the leadership and the tone and the culture that Doug's creating and is starting to set is how the whole team responded after a tough loss on the road. And I think it's even going to speak even louder this week because I think they're going to go out and give a great effort. I'm not saying they're going to win. I think you're going to see a great effort in a really good NFL football game at SoFi with 2 teams that are going to battle, and I think it comes down to the fourth quarter of whoever can make a play.
I would agree with you on that one. I think they'll hang around in that game. They had 13 penalties last week, cut it down to 3. If the other genius was still here, it would have been 13 up to 26. That's what a real coach does. He fixes that kind of stuff. And Tony's right about the whole demeanor. But, Tony, now comes the other challenge. You rallied and came back after a loss. Now how do you handle a win?
Well, I loved his comments after the game. He addressed it in his comments right after the game. He's like, hey, listen, the message is now is like, yeah, you won one, but that doesn't change how we work, how we practice. Every rep counts. I think the message in the team meeting this morning was, great, congratulations. I hope you enjoyed it. It doesn't matter anymore. Just like we put the last week's game behind us, the Washington game, and moved on to this one, we're doing the same thing. And I expect the same work ethic. I expect the same attention to detail. And every coach does it differently. Tom, when I played, he was always harder on you when you won half the time. Just grind the hell out of you and make sure you didn't get comfortable. Now, Doug has a completely different demeanor and style, but he sends the message very clearly. And I thought what he said after the game to the media is probably a pretty similar message he's sharing with his team.
There you have it.
I want to give, by the way, we haven't given Mike Caldwell enough credit for his plan the other day. I thought his plan was outstanding.
In which way, Pete?
Just the aggressiveness of it, the way they looped and they brought guys up to the line of scrimmage and showed blitz and backed out and then blitzed and brought different guys. I thought the creativity was there. And again, the Colts had no answer for it. They had no idea where they were coming from, who was looping, who was stunting, who was twisting. They couldn't handle it. And I think his plan was darn good. Didn't you like the play where they brought Lloyd up on the right side and rushed him as a rusher and brought guys on the interior? Then you mentioned it. They brought Jenkins a couple times on his blitzes. It was just creative.
He's given offensive coordinators a lot to prepare for.
Yeah.
And I thought just as equally as impressive was week 1 after the first 2 drives. They go down. They're down 14. They made adjustments, and they got guys playing. Now, they didn't get the big stop when they had to at the end of the game. But I thought his plan and what they did week 1, and you see it building on week 2, I've been impressed with the coaching staff. Coaching matters in the NFL more than any other professional sport. It just matters.
Why?
Because it's the ultimate team game. It's the game with the most strategy, because every play stops and you start a new play. It's not free flowing. The design of how you design schemes, other professional sports are like checkers, and the NFL is like chess. Because you have to, go watch Doug Peterson game plan, and how he breaks down a defense and a secondary and what they're doing up front, and with Phil Rauscher in the run game. And no differently than Mike Caldwell of understanding what the strengths and the weaknesses and how you are going to create a pressure package to exploit weaknesses and where the matchups are. I mean, it is.
I agree with you. And here's all you need to know about it. You can get 18 guys and actually go play baseball, pick up baseball game, and it isn't much different than a real baseball game, right? You can get 10 basketball players, and it might not look the same, but it's the same game. You pick and roll. You set a screen down low, you come off the screen. You can't get 22 guys and go play football like that. You just can't. It's not the same.
Yeah, part of the problem is no one wants to play offensive line.
Right. I mean, the strategy is different, and strategy is so much. I mean, the detail. Plus, it's a week-to-week thing. The other games baseball you play every day. The other ones you play every other day or whatever. So it's just so different. I'm with you, Tony. That's why coaches really matter in the NFL, as Jacksonville found out last year.
That was Keeping It Real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients, award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. Pete Prisco knows the instructions on that segment, that's for sure. We'll come back in a moment. Fanatics fan questions. Plenty of those. The cat signal went out earlier today on Twitter, and we've got plenty of responses. And then we'll go around the league a little bit later. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
It's football season, and time to take your game to the next level with a Ford F-150 truck. Light up your tailgate with an available Pro Power onboard generator. And with an available 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine, you can tow just about anything you need to rule the stadium lot. Ford F-150, part of the F-Series lineup that have been the best-selling pickups for 45 straight years. Get to your local Ford store today. Proud sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Life's better with a financial partner like Ameris Bank. From opening your first savings account to funding your kids' college tuition, we're with you.
From a flash of a business idea to growing that company just as fast.
We're with you.
From buying a home to tackling the renovations to make it truly yours.
We're with you. You have big plans.
Financial questions.
And decisions to make.
And for every idea, life goal, and new venture, we're with you all the way. Visit amerisbank.com/withyou to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Kessler Creative, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has the print services you need for your business. Need large banners and signs for your next promotional event? How about custom boxes to advertise your company fleet? Find out for yourself how Kessler Creative can help you stand out from the competition with eye-catching designs that are sure to impress your customers. Kessler Creative, Jacksonville, Florida. Results-driven marketing and a proud partner of Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's crystal clean.
Jacksonville Sports Talk for Jacksonville sports fans. 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. J.P. Shadrick, Tony Boselli, Pete Prisco. The day after a Jaguars win over the Indianapolis Colts, the Jags are down 1-1, first place in the AFC South, fifth place in the AFC, according to Tony.
Well, actually, officially third place in the AFC.
6-3 headed to Kansas City in Week 10, according to Tony. Also,
I didn't say that. I said if they're 6-3, they're going to get Nancy.
You kind of said there's going to be. You pretty much guaranteed there's going to be at least 5 victories.
I did not guarantee
list.
anything. I just said. I was saying you asked how could they get there, and I said this is the path. I mean, I could get
JP.
I could get us.
Does it sound like he gave him 6 wins?
It sounds like he's hedging what he said earlier.
I could get him to 8-1 if you want.
Oh my God! Which is, they're going to win They're going to win rip off 7 in a row, are they?
If you want me to get us there,
know.
I can.
You get hot.
Would they be the number 1 team in the league heading to Kansas City if they ripped off 7 in a row?
No, they'd be right there. I mean, I think Buffalo and Kansas City both are going to be tough outs every week.
What if they won 8 in a row?
Woo! Then the place would be rocking.
God,
unbelievable.
You get so one win, he gets so ahead of himself.
Hey, speaking of that, it's time for the Fanatics fan questions. Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. Shop today and rep your Jags gear on game day and every day. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything. We put out the cat signal on Twitter earlier today. Thank you for the retweet, Tony.
Every week.
Very nice of you. Here's the best that we came up with today. At UCF_Jaguar, should I be worried about winning the number 1 seed given that history shows it can sometimes be a disadvantage to take a week off to start the playoffs?
I don't think there's any risk of that.
Do you have any of your kids? Are any of your kids going to UCF, by the way?
No, none of them.
That sounds like a Boselli.
No kids at UCF.
Okay.
No, I don't think we're going to be the number 1 seed.
Pete?
No.
I think
you need not worry. You need not worry about that. You should be more concerned about getting the number 1 seed in the division.
Win the division.
I don't. I mean, right now the division goes through Jacksonville.
I mean, think about this.
Well, if Tennessee somehow won tonight, they'd be tied for the division.
Yeah, well, if the Colts have 5 of their first 7 in the division, if they keep losing games, they're out of it early.
It goes through Jacksonville right now.
I like that.
Well,
Tennessee's
you
not
got to
winning.
think that the Colts will be 0-2-1 after this week.
Now, remember, the Jaguars haven't won in Tennessee in like 9 years or something.
That's changing this year.
8 years or something.
I'm going to lock that right now.
Okay, what date is that game?
He's ridiculous.
He's on a
you just locked
spree.
Winning at Tennessee since they've okay, but you won't lock a West Coast. What's their record on the West Coast? It's so bad. It is so bad.
We go to Tennessee on December 11th. Mark that down as a lock.
December 11th is a lock.
As of October of last year, the Jags are 3-13 playing in the Pacific time zone.
Ugh.
I think they're going to be 4-13.
How many times did Boselli play in the Pacific time zone? I know you played the Raiders there when the toilets broke.
We beat the Raiders. We lost to the Raiders. We lost to the Seahawks. Remember when I played, there was only 2 teams in the Pacific time zone.
That's right.
There was no Chargers. No Raiders.
Remember the Jags went just a few
Well, I guess
years ago.
Arizona was out there, but we played Arizona here.
I mean, they went out to Oakland last game at the Coliseum, knocked off the Raiders. Remember that a few years ago?
We're on a roll.
Yeah, certainly. All right, let's move along. More questions. At Bortles Nation, is it unrealistic to think the Jaguars' defense could be a top 10 defense? The D-line looks so strong.
I think you heard it here in the preseason. I thought this team had the chance to be top 10 defense, and Pete laughed at me and made fun of me. And we went through. I remember it. We went through, and I think we have Do we have a wager on this, Pete? Because we went through the top 10 defenses from last year, and you asked who they were going to be better than. I do think they have a chance to be a top 10 defense. I think Pete left us.
I think we've lost Pete. Yeah, if they play like that, like they did yesterday, they'll be right there. They'll be higher than that.
I mean, I think so. I mean, they played. I mean,
they're going to get 6 takeaways. They had 9 all last year.
Let's see where they're ranked right now.
They're pretty high right now, in fact.
Well, should be.
Let's move along. At Carnival Thomas, and actually we'll get to that one coming up when we get Pete back. Let's go to question 4. At Cam the Man _27. The O-line looked improved this week against the Colts, giving up no sacks and only 2 quarterback hits. How do y'all think the line will hold up against the Chargers D? Will Trevor be running for his life all day like in Washington? I think we discussed a little of this earlier, but this does you got to, buckle up against this defensive line for the Chargers.
No, I mean this is a good group. We talked about how effective they are rushing the passer with Mack and Bosa, and so that alone makes it a challenge. And they're good against they improved against the run because of the 2 big guys they added on defense. They have a really good safety, maybe one of the best safeties in football, in Derwin James. They're a talented group.
Yeah, but when in Washington, the pressure came from the inside. That's the difference.
Yes.
This one, the tackles need to buckle up because the inside they aren't great rushing the passer from the inside. So this is all about handling those guys on the outside.
Our next question 3, is from at Carnival Thomas. Pete, when is the last time you were out of the park wrong about a player or team?
I can throw out a laundry list of them if you want. I thought Christian Ponder was going to be good.
Okay. All right. That worked out.
Out of the park wrong. That was a terrible one. Let's see. Oh, Christian Hackenberg. I thought he would be good.
Penn State guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've missed. I
you're
miss.
terrible.
I'll take when I miss. I can admit when I miss. Unlike certain people.
Yeah, you go back on Twitter and say, "Yeah, I missed this guy."
I missed. I mean, I'll admit when I was wrong. There's going to be many more times where I'm wrong. But like I tell the guys when I'm wrong, it won't cost me my job.
Wow. Okay. Our next question, at Duval _Gator. At Prisco CBS is the lock king, although I know he's not locking this week. Sunshine Pumper, at Tony Boselli might. Hashtag Pete for GM, hashtag Victory Monday.
I love this guy. This guy's great.
There's no question.
Why
anyway.
do we play that? This is a fan question, not fan statements that don't make sense, like Pete being the GM.
You don't like being called Sunshine Pumper?
Sunshine Pumper is fantastic. Come on.
It's hilarious. Right now, the Jaguars are the number 8 defense in the NFL.
Yeah, top 10. Top 10.
So, I mean, you got a shutout. You should be in the top 10 after 2 weeks.
Better be. All right, our last question tonight is from at Norris Kent 16. Could this defense be better this year than the one we saw in 2017? If not, why?
Well, that team in 2017 was a turnover machine and rushed the passer like crazy men.
Who had the sacks that year? Was it
Calais, Yannick,
and Yannick?
Dante Fowler.
Fowler was on the team.
They don't have an inside rusher like Calais on this team.
No.
That's the difference.
Yeah. And they had Malik Jackson, too. Malik Jackson interior and Marcel Darius. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
But they weren't as – yeah. And who were the corners were who? The corners weren't great on that. Jalen.
A.J. Bowie.
Yeah.
Bowie, whatever his name is.
Yeah. Who had a good year that year?
Well, I'll say this, and I think they ended up number 2 in the league in yards given up and points and everything else. I don't think this group will be top 2. I do think it's a top 10 defense.
Now, if they go out and shut down Justin Herbert next week, you'll be singing a different tune on that one.
Well, I think top 10 is pretty good, Pete. I mean, but
I'm saying if they go out and let's say they limit Herbert to 230 yards passing and they score 17 points, you'll be talking differently about them.
Well, I'm pretty high on them now. Unlike you, I said before the season they were top 10. You said no chance.
No, I
way.
said they were going to be really good on defense. I didn't say. I had nothing. There was not one word
yes,
uttered out of my mouth.
I can pull the tape up where you said I was wrong about it being top 10 defense.
No. And they're 8th right now after a shutout, so they're borderline top 10.
No, they're 8th. They're 8th in yards. They're number, I think, 5 in points, and that's with 2 teams ahead of them who haven't played a game this week. So they very well could be top 3, top 4 in points given up.
It's a good defense. I'm not saying it's not a good defense.
I think you're downplaying them personally.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you might be. There you have it.
I just said they're a good defense. What are you guys saying? They're a great defense?
I'm going to tell Caldwell you don't think he's very good.
Yeah.
I think he's outstanding.
Thanks for the questions tonight. The Fanatics fan questions went over really well. We're back in a moment.
Fan questions in one statement that should not have been included.
5 questions, 1 statement. Now we'll go around the NFL. And we'll preview the second
You got
Monday
one more
night
Monday
football.
night. You got one more Monday night audition.
Oh, yes, we do.
I hope the sound guy running the sound booth is on time with the background music.
I just stay in my lane and do my part. We're back in a moment around the NFL. When we come back, it's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
At Five Star Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger, volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits. Five Star Credit Union, FiveStarCU.org. Go Jags!
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour. It's Victory Monday. I'm J.P. Shadrick with Tony Boselli and Pete Prisco. Is that a yawn?
Maybe.
I hear you, man. I
put a lot of effort in this show.
It can be it can be tough the day after a win. You know,
a little celebration last night.
I like that. Pete, did you celebrate last night?
No, I worked. Boselli, you called me yesterday, or did you butt dial me?
No, I called you.
Oh, because I was on the air. I forgot to call you back. I was on the air. I go, I can't take that.
Hey, let's go around the National Football League, shall we?
Let's do it.
And get to some games yesterday and start off with the Dolphins and the Ravens. 6 touchdown passes from Tua Tagovailoa, including the game winner late in the fourth quarter. Jimmy Cephalo with a call on the WQAM Dolphins radio network.
Tua shotgun, back to throw, looking, steps up, fires, touchdown, Miami! It's Waddle, touchdown!
Oh my gosh, Tua looked around and came back to Waddle. What a throw and catch!
With 14 seconds left.
He threw it all over the yard yesterday in Raleigh, Pete.
Yeah, and again, I said it earlier, give Tua credit. He played well. He really did. He didn't play well early, but he played well late. The Ravens were so bad. If you watch that tape, Tony, you will see guys running wide open, and they're down guys in the secondary, and I know Hill and Waddle can run, but I've never seen a game where I've seen that many guys that wide open. Terrible.
What a comeback, though, where they scored 28 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
28-3, they outscored them.
That's unreal.
They had just given up the field goal to lose the lead, right?
And Lamar Jackson had a great game, and he was the second best quarterback in the game. He threw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and ran for 100 and ran in for 1.
Yeah, he ran for 119.
Speaking of comebacks, the Browns led 30-17 over the Jets with 1:55 left, but missed an extra point. The Jets scored 2 touchdowns in the final minute 22, including this game winner to Garrett Wilson. Bob Wischusen on the 98.7 ESPN Jets radio network.
Flacco takes the shotgun snap and drops. Looks up the seam, fires, caught! Touchdown! Garrett Wilson scores! The Jets are a point after away from taking the lead with 22 seconds to go. A miracle here in Cleveland. I can't believe it.
Yeah, they rally, they win, they got the extra point, 31-30 Jets.
That game should be a lesson to everybody in situational football. Because the Browns had the ball and the Jets had no timeouts, and Kareem Hunt went out of bounds with 2:04, I think, left in the game. The next play, Nick Chubb went around left end and scored a touchdown rather than getting the first down and sliding down, and the game's over. You don't score the touchdown. The only chance the Jets had was if he scored the touchdown. You slide down, game over. 3 knees. And everybody goes, 14-point lead in the final minute and a half. I don't care. They showed that you can lose that 14-point lead.
Yeah, getting the onside. I mean, Pete's right. 1, don't ever run out of bounds if you don't have to when you're trying to kill clock.
Yeah.
And 2, don't score if you don't have to if you can end the game, which they could have. Those are 2 things that, smart football players, smart football teams understand going into that situation.
Lions over the Commanders, 36-27. The Buccaneers and Saints got into a scrap in the middle of the game. Mike Evans will be suspended a game now. The Bucs won the game 20-10. Giants over the Panthers. The Patriots beat the Steelers 17-14. The Rams and the Falcons actually rallied in this game against L.A., down 31-10, got it back within 31-25, had a chance at the fringe of the red zone late. Jalen Ramsey made a play. J.B. Long had the call on 710 ESPN Los Angeles.
Mariota has a knee-high snap. Rams send 5. They hit Mariota. Throw goes up. It is intercepted at the goal line. Jalen Ramsey out to the 20 and out of bounds to the Rams bench. Jalen calls game in week 2 for the Rams.
Rams win again, and Jalen Ramsey had the pick. Pete?
Yeah, they made it interesting, though. They had a punt blocked that was returned for a touchdown. That's how the Falcons got back in it. But, I mean, they were in danger of losing the game. The Rams aren't that good right now. There's something off there. We win the Super Bowl. You got to kind of get refocused again. By the way, one quick thing on the Bucs game. Why is Bruce Arians on their sideline? I mean, I love Bruce, but he should not be on the sideline during games. And there's some theory that he kind of got goaded Mike Evans into doing what he did, because he started it a little bit with Marshawn Lattimore. You could see that Bruce Arians was yelling at him at one point.
Yeah, my guess is he probably won't be on the sideline any longer. If that's the case.
He shouldn't be. Respect Todd Bowles, right? Let Todd Bowles coach. You're not the coach anymore.
Let's move to the 49ers. Seahawks, Trey Lance injured. In comes Jimmy Garoppolo. He throws a touchdown pass. Greg Papa with a call on the 49ers radio flagship KGO 810 in San Francisco.
Here's a play action by Garoppolo. Looks left and a throw. Wide open, Rostwelly. He'll take it 5. Rostwelly will dive for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco! Welcome back, Jimmy Garoppolo!
Well, they've lost Lance, Pete. That was a nasty one. Garoppolo comes in and they get in the end zone 27-7.
Did you see his teammates after the game with Garoppolo? I'm telling you, that was going to be a problem at some point during the season. They liked Jimmy. Jimmy, he took him to the Super Bowl, should have won that game or could have won that game, and then they should have went to the Super Bowl last year if Tart holds on to the ball. And so I think that would have been a problem. As it is, they're a better team right now with Jimmy Garoppolo. It hurts that Lance isn't playing because you used the pick to get him, but they're a better team with Garoppolo. One thing, Tony, that's so different, I just saw on Twitter. Trey Lance tweets out his picture from the hospital bed after his surgery. I'm doing great, guys. Your season's over. I'm doing great. I'll be back.
That's the social media world we live in, Pete. That's a younger generation. That's what they do. That's how they communicate. Don't try to understand it. Just embrace it.
Kids these days, Pete.
I think if that happened, if that was me, I might be in a shell for a week, curl in the dark room. My season's over.
Cowboys beat the Bengals 20-17. The Broncos over the Texans 16-9. We mentioned that game. Cardinals over the Raiders 29-23. And then last night, the Packers and the Bears. Aaron Jones had 132 on the ground and a touchdown on the ground also. Aaron Rodgers, just before halftime, finds Alan Lazard for another score. Ryan Radke on Westwood 1.
Rodgers in the shotgun with Jones to his right. Rodgers bends at the waist, takes the snap, fakes to Jones, looks, throws left side, caught, touchdown Packers. Alan Lazard tumbling down in the end zone, hauls it in. A 5-yard touchdown pass from Aaron Rodgers, and the Packers lead 23-7.
They got the extra point and another field goal later, 27-10 the final. The Packers with the win.
Former Jaguar Alan Lazard.
Yes, in the offseason. Correct.
Yeah, he was around for a little bit. I want to go back to the Arizona game, though, Pete. What happened at the end? I saw the video. Did he get slapped, or was the guy just trying to grab him?
Which one?
Arizona. Kyler Murray got slapped by a fan.
Oh, Kyler Murray?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I couldn't tell. It looked like he got slapped.
He's saying he got slapped, and there's a police investigation, and Cliff Kingsbury came out today saying, I hope the guy gets arrested and everything else.
Did you see the play? Some of those. Did you see the 2-point conversion Kyler Murray had? He ran around for about. He said he ran 80 yards on the play, and then he ran in. It was amazing. And then the Raiders fumble in overtime, and it gets picked up and scored. That's a terrible loss for the Raiders.
This is Josh McDaniel's second stint. Not the way to start the season, and this is a team that went to the playoffs and rallied
right
under Rich Bisaccia.
Yep.
Monday Night Football, Part 2. Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, and the explosive Minnesota Vikings head to Joe Fortunato's hometown, South Philadelphia. They'll face dual-threat quarterback Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. Who you got? 2 for the price of 1 tonight.
I like the Vikings. I like what they're doing, and I look forward to watching Justin Jefferson. He's a heck of a player.
He really is, but I'm on the other side. I think Philly with that, it's hard to get ready for that offense, and I think that the Eagles will score a lot of points, and I think Hurts will run wild tonight.
There you have it. The picks are in. Hey, Pete, there's a coaching opening at Arizona State. I know somebody who might be available.
No, he's going to Nebraska. Get him in Nebraska, please.
Pete, if you want your program fixed, I'm throwing my hat in the ring. If you want to call the university.
By the way, Urban would fix the program because he'd cheat his way into fixing that thing. So I'm okay if he gets the job there because you don't have to coach; you just cheat your way to titles. You know all about that, JP.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have nothing to do with that.
Can you believe they lost at home to Eastern Michigan? Eastern Michigan, they were 25-point favorites. They lost at home.
I can believe
it's a disgrace.
That. I can
the
believe
program
that.
is a disgrace.
You guys are done. It's over.
It's over.
Not the Trojans, though, Pete. 3-0. We're back.
Yeah, your quarterback's back. That's for sure.
Back.
Yeah, you got everybody. You got every kid. You paid every kid in the world to go to the transfer portal.
Well, who cares?
Good night, Pete.
Do what it takes.
Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli, David Cho, Brent Reber, Joe Fortunato. I'm J.P. Shadrick. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. See you next time.